The last interview, of course, interview will be or set up with the CTO. And they normally don't hire any team member unless the CTO meet. Also, it is in person because basically it's 8 miles away from his house, 7 to 8 miles. So now, of course, I guided him throughout the interview. Oh, my guidance doesn't mean I'm telling for him. My guidance means he knows what he's doing. Actually, I understand the questions more than he does. So actually, right. So during the interview, we have our own session. We have our own setup. Means you will be in the Zoom, and you will be Zoom with us. At the same time, you will be the device with your interview, so that we can listen both. And I know what type of question they ask. And you may understand one way, but I understand that in the right way. So I actually start, okay, you say that, you start this, you say this journey. Okay, those are extensively powerful. Okay, and those are the key we provide here. So basically, he delivered the word, but he delivered my word the way I wanted to put. So now that we got into a situation where the CTO interview, he passed both rounds, director round, senior software engineer, scrum master, he doesn't know some tool, we pass all of this, great. We fired up everything else. They have many candidates of this, and basically they fired one of his own community brother from the job, and we know that. And they only need one QA. Understand how strong the situation is. I told him, look, they're fired because there is a reason. You just cannot run your mouth to do the work in the startup. It is different. So now he said, well, how to do that? Because it's a CTO. So we talked, we made up a good story. And again, we made up a good story and we actually sent them and the story got accepted. So means we are meeting with CTO virtually. So again, because he listened to me, otherwise it could be different. If he said, yes, I'm ready to go, of course he is not, because he is scared because he never spoke with the CTO. I said, look, if you bring the CTO or Steve Jobs from the funeral again, or bring the neighbor, don't worry, I got it. I'm good. If you bring the Microsoft owner, I'm good. I can interview with him. I can answer his questions. So you're good. So I made sure he has the power. I am behind him. So then the CTO interview. So talk about the CTO interview. How was it? As you mentioned a little bit, extend a little bit details. What they actually look.
Sure. So the first thing is that the company is a local company. So they asked me on my first interview if I'll be able to do an in-person interview. I was like, yeah, sure. It's just right there. I'm fine with it. So the second interview, I mean, they did it virtually because the other people they didn't come to the office. And the last interview, they wanted me to go meet the CTO, and I was fine with it. And then, because just meeting him, which I said is just gonna be behavioral question, no technical, nothing, and I was fine with it. And then Shibluwai said it will be better if we do it virtually, and which I know it will be better too, because he can help me a little throughout the interview. So I knew it's gonna be better to do it virtually rather than doing in person. Also, there are benefits of doing it in person, right? But let me tell you what I was thinking by. So what I was thinking is that if I have got software with his help, and even if I don't show, even if I don't listen to him and go to the interview and mess up, then I'll be accountable for that because my mess up. But if I can ask them to do it virtually, and even if they cancel on me, and if they don't want to interview me anymore virtually, and if they don't want to interview me anymore, then Shibuya is there. He can get me to that place in another interview. So I was not worried about it, right? If this ones don't work out, there will be another one I can work out. But I made sure just to listen to him. He said do it virtually. I asked them like, hey, I can't come to the office. I have to do it virtually. They agreed. It's easier than you think. So I
But
just asked them.
made a good story. We made a
Yeah,
nice email. Okay. So
yeah,
that you also need to mention how you communicated through the email, but you
yeah.
followed me. You just did not send an email without review with me each
Right,
of the
right, right.
communication. Go ahead.
Yeah, so they like every time they emailed me, I showed him, and then we prepared an email and sent him. We made a story like why I can't show up. Then there was a phone call 3 4 times. You know, he tells something, I told something. Then we came up with a good story. We sent it to them, and they it's like yeah, they were fine with it. You know, and then I did the interview with the CEO COO. And then in the interview it was really simple, you know, but it was simple, but he was asking the tricky questions and stuff, behavioral questions. And so the interview, there was no technical, he did not want to hear any technical terms or anything, because he's not a technical guy, he's just running the operation. So I had my tell me about yourself was, as I said, I prepared it in paragraph wise. So the paragraphs that had technical terms, I did not go over it. I just skipped over it and I just read the behavioral part of it. And then he asked a couple questions. Is like if you can be a team player and somewhat similar to that questions. And then Shiblua helped me with those answers too. So the basically answers, you can give it in one keyword, or you can talk about it as much as you can. So if that was your question, by that's how I prepare for the interview, and that's how we changed it to a in virtual interview from
Yep.
prepare from a
Again,
person.
yep. So I think I want to summarize, as you mentioned, the put the trust is more important than anything else. As you mentioned, if I do not get it, at least we are fine. It's nothing is the end of the world. We'll get it, right? So again, we talk about it here. That trust is very important. Then he said that most of the thing we've already provide here, go through the interview a lot. And as mentioned, the CTO never cared. He actually interrupted him, cut down the chest. I don't need to hear your technical thing. Basically, he said, oh, I have a question. I want to go with this. And also he mentioned, if CTO starts speaking, it means a good sign. They are going to get the job. Means you speak less, he speaks more, because it is your interview. So that's a good thing. And then the understand his tone, like why he asked this. You are not supposed to know this. That's I cannot just give you my all experience in 6 months or 8 months. That's the reason we are here behind you. Our commitment is simple. Until you get hired, we are going to make sure, as long as you're coachable, as long as you're listening, we're good. You know less technical, you're more technical. We can combine all the package deal and we can make it happen. All you need to be trust, dedication, and being coachable.